Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So we got enough sunshine, got all kinds of great stuff going on here. Anyway, today's shout out is for Raymond Earl. He's been a big supporter of the Horde for a while, and obviously if you look down into the description, you guys will see a link for him. Raymond does alternate energy projects. He on one of his channels, because he's got a couple of them, he's got a really cool video of an electric bicycle that his buddy is riding along on. He's put a lot of time in. Lately he's been getting into I'm going to use the word CNC because that's what I understand, computer aided machining, right? I'm not quite sure why. Anyway, computer driven creating. It appears as if some of his stuff is a little beyond my understanding, I hate to admit, but 3D printer stuff, creating things, basically printing them out or machining them out, but with automation. So CNC, computer. Anyway, however it works. Go check him out. He's been a big supporter of the Horde for a few years now. Really cool guy. I think of him as my professor. When I have any kind of theoretical questions on batteries, the cool thing about Raymond is he's got a lot of practical experience. Little things like, I told the boy, I got a couple of golf cart batteries and I expected this and I got that. What do you think I should do? And he goes, just reverse the order when you're charging them. And by that, switch it so that instead of charging the positive on one battery, you charge the positive on the other battery. Basically, switch the order, so to speak. Obviously, maintaining proper polarity. And that seemed to help. They charged in a more balanced way. Just a lot of these practical things. The guy's a really good person from that point of view. You can learn a lot from him. So go check out his channel. If you got questions for him, ask. He's a very smart man and he could help you. My professor, Raymond Earl. Anyway, this thing. I'm kind of doing this in steps, so if one of you guys brings one of these home and you say, boy, where do I start? This is kind of so that you have an idea of what you're up to. We've already figured out the motor runs, and I'm going to use the word cheated, but I kind of knew that because I drove it over to there back in the day, and I knew, I could see some hanging wires and so forth, but the wire harness, quite honestly, is not in as bad a shape as I thought it was, and I knew there was compression, stepping down on the Kickstarter and all, so I kind of knew the shape the motor was in. I also knew that without the electric fuel pump running, the carburetor was running out of gas. So I knew the carburetor wouldn't be in too bad a shape. So to some extent I cheated a little bit. I knew a little bit more about this bike than a lot of people do when you pick up kind of the rat from out behind somebody's shop. But now as I'm working through each and every piece, I'm learning little things. Like if you look closely, you'll see this bracket is bent, right? Plastic's broken off, probably here too. Anyway, this bracket's bent, and this handlebar is bent. And it's bent pretty good, like it had to be bent back up. So this bike was crashed at some point. And as a matter of fact, the guy who ended up with it, he might have bought it crashed. that might be how he got it. It didn't have a lot of miles on it. I mean, looking at things like the boots here, I mean, they're really in pretty nice shape. Both sides. I mean, there was a bunch of string wrapped around it and tightened there. And by the way, guys, you should check once in a while for that kind of stuff, because eventually that'll cause the boot to fail. And after the boot fails, shortly after that, your CV starts to fail. So, I recommend keeping an eye on those. So the boots are in good shape. I mean, the brake lines look like they're in good shape. The brakes are soft, but that might just be a matter of filling this up and pumping it up, and maybe the seal will rehydrate or reanimate itself, or maybe it won't. So we'll have to see. But the front end looks really good. I went through the entire front end again, and I'm just not seeing any tags with date of manufacture. I really haven't got under it all that well to check for serial numbers, so I'm still not sure about the year. Other than the fuel pump wiring, which I'm thinking some of this crap is, the wire harness really is in pretty decent shape. So I might just figure out what these wires are up to and put a switch up here. Right? I mean, none of this is unplugged or cut. It's really in pretty decent shape. So I might just save the wire harness on this rig. Tires. You guys are familiar with a tire iron. A lot of times it pays to use kind of the bigger tire iron, and then something smaller to pop the edges up. I'm using I don't know, could you guys see that? The screwdriver that's rounded. I don't care much about this tire. I'm getting rid of it. I really don't care much about that tire either. I'm getting rid of it. So I don't have to be all that exceptionally careful. I do have a tire machine downstairs, but this hole in the center is a little too small for the center of the tire machine to go through. So the tire machine's not doing me much good. The tire machine also doesn't, the clamshell thing that breaks the bead, that's not working. It just hisses air at me, and the thing in the center that goes for spinning that iron basically like that for taking the tire off or putting it on, that's not working either. The first thing that gave up was the clamshell. Then the second thing was the thing that spins. So this I think might have been an original equipment tire. It's an Osu, high track. That was typically what they like to put on these. That's a chin. And these were definitely added, right? GBCs, right? So I'm gonna get a matching set of front tires on it. It looks like it's worth that kind of effort. How do you break the bead on this? This is quite honestly a pest. I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed, so you guys might get to see me fall on my ass. Enjoy it. But basically, once you set it up like this, you start pushing down here, but it's not working. it's not enough weight. So then the next thing I do is I lose patience and I climb on top, much like this, and work my way out. Wait a second, and then step here, right, and start jumping up and down and hoping the bead breaks. And in this case, it doesn't seem to want to. Actually, here, let me get the tire valve out. That might just make life a little easier. See, I'm becoming more organized. I hope everyone's impressed. Yeah, this bead isn't going to break, not with that much air in it. It's probably got that much air in it because the sun's been beating on it. Anyway, back to trying to kill myself. Nope, still alive. Still alive. Try this again. Almost got it, guys. Almost. Yeah, this one isn't going to break easy. This one might end up at the tire store. So, that's part of the joy of this whole bit. Some of you guys tell me that you basically put a board up on it and drive up with a car. I tried that on one recently, and the tire kept shooting out forward. I guess maybe if I blocked it up against something, maybe it would work better. But I kept having the tires shoot forward. So anyway, generally speaking, I hate working on tires. Never did like it. Always seems that at the end of the day, I'm all beat up and the tires are fighting me. So go check out Raymond Earl, and once again there'll be a link down below. Go check him out, my professor buddy. And folks, remember to get out there and enjoy all your days. Today is absolutely beautiful here on the East Coast. What is it, about 54 degrees? Not bad at all. Can't complain about this weather. Folks, remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please remember to get out there and enjoy all your days. Once again, go check out Raymond, and take care now, folks. Oh, thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing. Bye now.